As far as neighborhood safety, I think neighborhood watches are really important. We need to talk about that. John?
Just a bit of reconstructive history for somebody from the 80s. The crime rate in Saratoga is actually statistically is down. You lived here in the 80s. We were both a lot younger then, but I can give you 3 unsolved murders right off the top of my head without ever thinking.
Sheila
Shepard, Pam DeVizio, and the McIntosh girl who just disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I know that.
There was also a cocaine epidemic in this city going back then. I lived above the hub for 7 years. There was a lot of crime in this city back then. Everybody would like to see more police. How can we afford more police? We had 7 cops last year make over $100,000. 5 were patrolmen. You know, when Skidmore built the Zankel, 90% of the employees at Skidmore contributed part of their paychecks to pay for it. What are the police and firemen doing to help the city pay for added services? And just a note on Sims, we don't pay 1 pension cost for any of the volunteers in Sims. It saved us a fortune over the years. Even if you replace them tomorrow, we'd still be saving for the next 20 years because we have no pension cost involved with them. If the police, and Sims also does soft billing.
Yes.
For the people in this city that don't have a lot of money,
yes,
you can raise the rates of ambulance services. The insurance companies aren't going to pay for it.
Yeah, they all do that.
So you're going to be stuck with the bill. Now, as the city, now you're going to owe the city money for an ambulance ride. Are they going to put a lien on your house if you don't pay the city? You're going to have to get into billing. You're going to have your own billing department to do all this, as you know as a dentist, how complicated that can be. Plus, if you stick the city for your unpaid hospital, you know, you're paying property taxes to start with. Now you're going to have to pay for your ambulance ride on top of that. And then if you don't pay, are you going to put a lien on their property like you would with other unpaid services? I mean, all these questions. I don't know anybody complaining about Sims right now.
Okay. All those questions. I wasn't complaining about it. What I'm saying is that what we have with Sims now is a situation which is pretty much the same kind of relationship we had with them when they started in the 60s, and we have a different situation now because we have fire people who can do a lot of that, a lot of those services that we didn't have back then. And in terms of, yes, do you bill for the services that the fire people would be providing? Yes, you would, and you know, something coming in as revenue is a lot better than no revenue. And so if the firemen are providing revenue for the services they provide, that's a lot better than not providing revenue for the services they provide. So if there's some income, I think that any income that you get is better than no income. And so if these people are being reimbursed, if the city is being reimbursed and the taxpayers are being reimbursed for the services of their paid employees, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. In terms of the police, well, a full police force right now involves, it would require 72 individuals, 72 bodies, and we don't have that. We don't have we've had like up till the recent past, we've had 71 or 72 people in the police force. The city's grown, activities in the city have increased, but we have like 61 or 62 policemen now.
They're a lot more expensive than they used to be.
Well,
therefore we have less of them.
We have 61 or 62 policemen now. We have 3 being trained, and we have 3 or 4 people who may be retiring next year, so maybe a net gain of 1 possibly. You talked about overtime. Well, yes, when you start reducing the size of the force, you're going to see more overtime. So yes, some of those people will be having more overtime, and primarily it will be because you don't have a full force. We do not have an overabundance of police, and yes, there are some policemen who work a lot of hours, but they work those hours because they're required to, because of the needs of the city. If you had a full police force, you would see a reduction in the size in the amount of overtime. So there are no good reasons for having a less than full police force and a less than full fire force. There really are none. This city has so much going on and so many responsibilities. In terms of reimbursements for the services, other than what we were talking about before with emergency care, we do now, from what I understand, and then we have, and John would know, We do now, I believe, charge not-for-profits and things of that sort who are having events in the city for the cost of some of the police work that's required.
Yeah, parades and sort of things of that nature,
exactly.
5K runs.
Yeah, 5K runs. We have an individual in the police department now who will assess basically what the needs will be in terms of security, in terms of police, and then the not-for-profit or whatever group is putting on the event has to come up with funds to help the city, to help defray the cost to the city of having those additional people provide those services. I think, but we don't do that for the late night in bars and clubs. And they're costing us an awful lot of money. So, yes, John.